Assalamualaikum. A very good day, everyone. So today we are going to look at week 2 lecture, the format and the layout of business letters, emails, as well as memos. We'll start off with business letters. Now, there are a few format that you have to know. What we call here the block format. That is the first format. The most commonly used letter format is block format. So the other two formats are modifications of the block format, and we'll have a look at the examples of the other format later on. So the one that we have here on your right hand side is the sample of a block format, where we have the sender's address, we have the date, receiver's name, address, and then of course dear salutation, introduction, content, conclusion, and of course the closing words and your signature. So every details begin from the left hand side of the letter, all right, and they are according to the sequence. Okay, so in block format, all the text is justified to the left. Okay, as I mentioned to you just now, the sender's address, date, receiver's name and address, as well as the main body of the letter and the closing are all justified to the left hand side of the page. So it's from the left, and all the lines start at the same place. They should be vertically justified, so they form a straight vertical line. The paragraphs are not indented. Sorry, the paragraphs are not indented. Indented means, when you want to begin a paragraph, normally the first word will be slightly indented. To indented means it goes inside. Okay, like how you normally begin a paragraph. But in the case of this block format, paragraphs are not indented. That means you do not need to, you can start the paragraph from the left margin. Okay, from the left margin. You do not need to indent. That means you do not need to begin slightly inside, so it looks like a paragraph. Okay. Uh, Block format is the format that we are going to use throughout this course. Okay, I repeat, block format is the format that we are going to use throughout the course for all four types letters. Okay, for all four types letters. And of course, we have the modified block format. Okay, I'm not going to really explain on this. You can read on your own, because this is just something extra for you to be aware of, that not necessarily every companies in Malaysia or even across the globe will be using the block format. Some will just use this modified block format. And of course, we have this semi-block format. Okay, so now let us look one item to another in the block format. We'll start off with the sender's address. Okay, now the sender's address usually is included in the letterhead. If you're not using a letterhead, include the sender's address at the top of the letter, one line above the date. So do not write the sender's name or title, as it is included in the letter's closing. So include name of the company and address of the company. So this is an example given here. Now, I just have to remind you this. For EWC 662, when you write those letters, you do not create your own letterhead. Okay, you don't design letterhead above the test pad, or if let's say you're using a Word document, you don't design it. Okay, because a letterhead is something a letterhead normally, if let's say you have a registered company, then you come up with that letterhead. Otherwise, we'll stick with the block format, where we start off with the sender's address. And how to write sender's address? Follow this example: the name of the company followed by the full address. Simple. And then of course we have the date. The date line is used to indicate the date letter. All right, so normally this is how we write the date. We need to have the day, the month, as well as the year. Example is given here. Yeah, so the month has to be in letters, not number. And then of course we have inside address. Now the inside address is the recipient's address. It is always best to write to a specific individual at the firm to which you are writing. So that means who will be receiving this inside address? Who will be receiving this letter? So if let's say you are writing to a person, First thing first, you must have that person's name, and then of course his or her position in that company. If you have his the name of his department, that will be good, and the name of the company, and of course the full address. And example is given here. Okay, Mr. Ilyas bin Sulaiman Mohandas, Procurement Officer, Purchasing Department, Sinar Gemilang Sindian Berhad, Jalan Plumbum, blah 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 blah, Shah Alam, Selangor. And as you can see, no commas or even a full stop after every line. So in writing, according to block format, we do not include commas or full stop. This is applicable not only for inside address, even the sender's address, even the date. We do not put a full stop. And then of course we have the salutation. Okay, for example, like dear Lucy or dear Chris, dear Encik Ilyas, all right, dear sir, as simple as dear sir, dear madam. Now, here is the maybe you have questions here like what if I'm not really sure who is going to receive this letter. Now, based on my experience, it is advised for you to give a call first to that company and get to know of the person who will be receiving your letter. So you can ask for his or her full name, position, and so on. So that when you write that letter, you can have the complete details for the inside address, and plus you know which kind of salutation that you'll be using for that letter. For example, if you happen to know the one to receive the letter isn't Encik Ilyas and he is a guy, a man, therefore, when you write your salutation, it will be Dear Sir, right? Instead of having Dear Sir slash Madam. Although it is acceptable, but professionally, it looks as if, you did not you did not do some homework in getting to know who will be reading your letter. And then of course we have the body, but I'm not going to put an emphasis on the body because there will be one topic that I will be discussing only on the body. I mean, how many uh what is the kind of body, I mean, sorry, not what is the kind, but more like how are we going to write the body of a letter. We are going to follow the 4-point plan. The 4-point plan. There will be another topic just on that, but just for you to know that in a body, of course, we have an introduction, and then of course the content, action, closure. This one will be explained later on. The closing is not the closure of the body, but the closing is the closure for the whole letter. All right, as simple as thank you. And then of course you have the full name, all right, and then of course your position because you're the one writing the letter. Okay, and that's it. You do not write down the name of the company and whatnot because it's already in the sender's address. Okay, and then your signature, of course. Enclosures is something like if, let's say, you need to enclose something like an attachment, we call it enclosure. Yeah. All right. For the purpose of format of an email, I would like you to go to this website, and I would like you to go through how and what is the format of an email. Okay. I want you to discover on your own. This is self-discovery. Okay, Memo. Basically, we have the following sections. We have the to section, the from section. Okay, all right. The rest you can read on your own. I'm not going to explain. I mean, I'm not going to explain in details on things that are not tested in your assessment. Yeah, because I think this is just extra information for you to, for you to only learn about it. Yeah. Of course, we have date section and subject. Okay, all right. So let us look at a sample of memo here. So you have the to, the from, the date, and the subject, writing, okay, until the end. This is also another sample of a memo. Okay, follow-up activity. This one you can do either on your own or maybe you can pair up with a partner. I would like you to write just a business letter, although you do not know how, or maybe we have not come into the part of the body content, but no, not to worry on that. Just a very simple business letter. You're going to order 50 packs of nasi lemak from Makcik Rosna at the cafeteria for your class party. So write a simple letter of order, okay? The simple letter of order to Makcik Rosna, invent necessary details, all right? So nanti you can upload this on your future or on our LMS, yeah.